It's only a short amount of time when you start to realize that you are getting a lot of emails and your inbox fills up very, very quickly. So we don't always like to delete emails, but we do like to keep our inbox reasonably tidy so we can stay on top of what's just recently come in and what hasn't. It's good time management practice and good file management practice to actually file your emails away once you've dealt with them, and only those emails that you need to keep. So those emails you don't need to keep, such as maybe Gilmore's, I would simply delete them, and I'd probably press Shift Delete so that it permanently deleted them and I didn't have to delete them twice by going to my deleted items folder and deleting again. But if it was an email that I wanted to keep, then I would be creating a folder and filing that away. Now it's really easy to create folders. I'm going to right click my inbox and choose the option New Folder, and I'll just give it a name, a test, so that I can easily track it, because what it does is you can clearly see here is it alphabetically lists those folders. So you give the folder a name, it will contain mail items, and I do want it to sit under the inbox. So if I click on inbox, it will go under inbox, and I go OK. And there's my folder there, a test. And it's empty at the moment, but it's easy enough to then move files such as this one and this one and this one, move those into that particular folder, and that clears up my inbox, allowing me to focus on just what's current. If I wanted to move them out, it would be simply a matter of just selecting them again and moving them back to my inbox. So it's really easy to create a folder and then just move your files into those folders. So how you create your folders is personal. As you can see quite clearly here, is I create folders based on companies because I primarily deal with different companies, and then I will file those away. So when somebody contacts me, say from Carter Holt, and says that email I sent you 2 weeks ago, I can go straight to the Carter Holt folder and I can find that email that they sent me 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago. Other people will file emails away by persons or by job roles or by projects, so you've got to decide what works for you. You can also have folders underneath folders, so if I click on the triangle in front of the A, that implies there's folders under there. And so anything personal I put under the A folder, and I can collapse and expand that folder easily when I don't want people to be looking at those folders. As far as folder management goes, it's really quite simple to just click on a folder and go to the folder tab in the ribbon, and from there you can create new folders, you can rename folders if you didn't mean to call it that, you can delete them, you can move them or copy them. You can achieve this also by right clicking. So I'm going to right click and I'm actually going to delete that folder because it was a test folder. And are you wanting to send it to your deleted item? So I just go yes, and that folder's gone. So create folders as you need to file things away so that you can easily organize your emails. Now, as far as organizing your emails, if you want to sort emails, I would simply click the column heading. So if I click Sort From, it'll sort them in ascending order from A to Z, and if I click From again, it'll put it in descending order. If I click on Subject, it'll sort by subject, or if I click on Received, it'll sort by date and time received, and you can even click on Size to sort them by size. So you can easily sort your emails by clicking the column headings. Now you can also edit an email quite easily. So if I've since spoken to this person, I could open up the email, and if I go to Actions, I can edit this message, and I can leave a note for self. Can't make the meeting. Sent my apologies. Did an absentee. Oops. Vote. So you can leave a note for yourself. I might go to Format Text, make it a certain color, and make it bold, and just leave that there so I know that that's what I've done since. And I can save just by clicking the Save button on my Quick Access toolbar and close that email, and there's a little note. So you can easily edit an email and leave notes for yourself about perhaps a follow-up phone call that was made after you received the email, things like that. Now also being able to sort emails works on the assumption that you've got certain columns visible. Sometimes we want to add extra columns to be able to sort emails. Let's have a look, say, at the sent items. I'm going to go down to my sent items folder, and the idea here is I can see who I sent it to, and I'll just get rid of some of these columns. And that's typically all you see, especially if I go to view and reset the view. Yes, this is what you normally see in the sent items. But I can't see when I've sent an email not to somebody, I've sent an email and used the CC or the BCC. And there will be emails in here. If I sort by to, let's actually first of all take the grouping off. So I don't want to show in groups. I want to sort by to. I'll go to the top in ascending order, and I know that there are certain emails in here that I use the CC and the BCC. So I need to add those columns. I'm going to right click a column heading and go to the field chooser. I want to add the CC column and put that, just by dragging, put that up there. Now if I click the CC, I can see when I've used the CC. And some of these emails I used up. But some of these emails I also know that I use the BCC, so I need to add the column BCC. So BCC is not showing here in the field chooser, so I'm going to go to all mail fields, and there's BCC, and I'll drag it and I'll drop it up here. So now I can see, oops, if I click BCC, certain things that I've BCC'd and certain things that I've CC'd and things that I've used the to. So if you want to be able to effectively sort emails, then you need to be able to click the column headings. If the column headings aren't there that you want, you need to right click and bring up the field chooser. The field chooser will allow you to add any columns that you need to a certain view. Another one that I use commonly is, you know how I talked in an earlier video about delaying the delivery. Well, sometimes I've got emails sitting in my outbox. Let me just close this. Sitting in my outbox, and I'm wondering why haven't they gone? And the reason they haven't gone is because they've been delayed to go out until next Friday. So I actually add this column. Using my field chooser, I go into mail fields, all mail fields, and I use the defer until. Let me just get rid of it. Defer until. And I add that to my outbox. And that way, if I've delayed the delivery and I've got emails sitting in my outbox, and then I suddenly panic and think my network's not working, I go into my outbox and I can see that that one's been delayed or deferred until Monday, and that one's been delayed or deferred until Tuesday, and that's why they're still sitting in my inbox. So you can easily add any extra columns that you want to any of these views and customize them. And you can see I could pull them off and add them quite easily. Now, something else that people like to do is they like to add categories to their emails. So especially a scenario I can think of is when you have a job sharing situation and people want to know what's happened with their email. Well, I could assign a category to say that I've since printed it and I've since followed up. So if I right click an email, I can go to categorize and I can go into all categories and I can make some categories. I'll make a new one that says that it's been printed, and I'll choose that I want the color this red, and OK. I'll make another category, new, that says that it's been filed, and I'll make that orange, and OK. And I'll make another category that says that it's completed, and I'll make that peach, and OK. And I'll take those ticks off, and OK. Now I'll right click this email, go into categories, and I'll say that it's been printed. And so what you see here in the category column is printed. If you didn't see the category column, let me get rid of it. You would right click, go to field chooser, find categories, and you'd add it by dragging it up. If I've printed it and I've filed it, I'll also add a second category that says it's been filed. So now it's been printed and filed, and that shows there. If I right click again and go into categories, I can say that now it's completed, and now it's been printed, filed and completed. This one here may have just been printed and that's it. This one here may have been printed, filed and completed. So you go through and you add the categories to let whomever know where you've got with these various emails. Also, when I double click an email, I can see it at the top here. And when I double click this one, I can see it across the top here as well. You can also right click and go to categorize, and you can also clear all categories off an email. So categories could be quite useful.